What is poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Again, we took a look at The Amazing Spider-Man 1 yesterday, and we took a look at the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man series a couple of days ago, as well as the Iron Man trilogy. So, a lot of Marvel stuff on the channel as of recent. Again, like I said, we are doing a Marvel phase, going through all the Marvel movies to celebrate Spider-Man, Venom, Marvel in whole, because they're doing a lot of stuff. We're doing a lot of Marvel Lego reviews, a lot of Marvel customs, some Marvel comic book readings, some Marvel sort of character challenges in Fortnite. They recently just had their own season, which we also reviewed over the next couple of days, or the past couple of days, depending on how my schedule goes. But yeah, it's exciting. And Spider-Man, I need a little bit of a rise after the sort of Iron Man trilogy. I need a little bit of a pick-me-up after how terrible that trilogy was. I'm just not here for it, I'm going to be honest. So yeah. Without any further delay, let's take a look at what Google has to say. So, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a 2014 movie which came out 2 years after the original. It is an action-adventure and it is 2 hours and 22 minutes. It has a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb and a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. You can watch this on Now TV, YouTube, Amazon Prime, and also Google Play. As Spider-Man, Peter Parker confronts foes who are far more powerful than him when Oscorp, owned by his childhood friend Harry Osborn, unleashes a slew of genetically modified villains against him. So, how this movie actually starts is with him sort of swinging through the city, saving someone, and then them working for Oscorp, being bullied, being mistreated, being treated like basic trash, and gets turned into an electric villain, which Spider-Man fights and doesn't actually recognize, and Spider-Man tries to defeat him and capture him rather than help him out, and that causes a lot of trouble for him, because Electro is now hating on Spider-Man and thinking he's an awful person. We also have some Peter Parker struggles with Harry getting very ill, dying, and he wants Spider-Man to try and save him, but Spider-Man can't save him, and he tries to do the medicine without Spider-Man and actually turns himself into the Green Goblin, and he's flying around trying to catch Spider-Man, and he now has to fight Electro and Green Goblin at the same time. And I think this is a pretty interesting take on the Green Goblin and an interesting take on Electro. They make him blue instead of yellow, and I much prefer this design for Electro. I think it's a lot cooler and gives him a little bit more creativity to him. And he goes and tries to absorb all the power from New York City. Spider-Man has to fight him and fight the Green Goblin as well. And Green Goblin throws Gwen Stacy off a cliff because he works out that it's obviously Peter Parker. And Peter is unable to save her. And she dies. She breaks her back, she breaks her spine on the floor, and that is fucking wild. He then goes up against the Rhino, which I think is pretty cool at the end, and he just leaves on that cliffhanger, which never gets answered until No Way Home, which is when he makes his next appearance as Spider-Man. I'm going to be honest, I am going to quickly run back over what I said in the first review, which is Andrew Garfield is a fucking brilliant Spider-Man. He's my favourite Spider-Man, and I think he does Spider-Man a lot better than he does Peter Parker. He's just on it. He's got that comedic timing. He's got that great sort of, pizzazz, that sort of energy that Spider-Man needs. And I think he does it a lot better than Tom Holland, and way better than Tobey Maguire. He just has that energy and that sort of pizzazz. Tom Holland doesn't really have it. He's a much better Peter Parker than he is a Spider-Man. However, Andrew is a much better Spider-Man than he is a Peter Parker. I'm going to be honest. There is a lot of emotion, and there is a lot of shock with Gwen Stacy's death. I genuinely don't think many people expected her to die, and going into this was a really big shock. Holy shit, they actually killed someone off. They actually killed off his love interest, and it didn't really do anything to his character. They kind of used that as a wasted opportunity, unless they were going to take a look more at it in Spider-Man sort of 3, which never got made. So I feel like it was a plot point that never really got utilized to the sort of most that it could have been, because we just never got to see Spider-Man again, like, we never got to see him sort of really do much after Gwen Stacy's death, other than go in to fight another bad guy with a sewage drain, and that's pretty much it. Like, we don't really see much else after that, so I do feel like that is a little bit of wasted potential, a little bit of a wasted plot point, and they kind of killed her off for shock value rather than anything else, because they never got an opportunity to take it to that next level. The suit definitely got an upgrade and looked more comic accurate, but I do kind of miss the gold eyes. The gold eyes were kind of a vibe, but these big cartoony eyes much more fit like his sort of Spider-Man. His Spider-Man personality, I think it works really well and definitely fits his vibe. They're very bright. I will give it that. They are very bright in their sort of, like, how white they are, and it does clash with how dark the suit is, but again, I still think it goes hard. I think it goes really hard. I think the suit looks really fucking cool, and it is one of my favorites. I will be honest, this suit is a fucking sick suit, and one that I do hope to get, like, to actually be able to wear, because it does look fucking sick. I'll even buy a mannequin just to have it on display, because it looks fucking cool. It is a badass suit, not gonna lie. CGI is definitely better in this one, again, with it being 2 years after the first one. The CGI definitely does its upgrade, and it looks so cool. It looks so smooth, and just him swinging around the city, that opening and closing sequence is always and forever will be iconic, with him sort of starting off the movie looking at his spider logo, zooming out to him swinging into the city. That will always go fucking hard. That is a great way to open your movie. That is a fucking impeccable way to open your movie, with Spider-Man swinging through New York City. That is a Spider-Man movie. That is what it means to be Spider-Man, and it just looks so fucking cool. It just is. It is a fucking brilliant movie. I feel like the villains could have been fleshed out a little bit more. I can see their motives, and I can see their character arcs and why they turned into villains, but I do feel Electro sort of feeling betrayed by Spider-Man is quite lazy. I don't know, I just feel like that isn't a very interesting enough reason to become a villain, like, just because you got betrayed by Spider-Man. But again, like, you know, it is a Spider-Man movie, so being betrayed by Spider-Man kind of fits, and it is a better story arc than sort of Tony Stark creating all your villains, I will be honest, throwing shade at Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But, yeah, it isn't as good as the first one, I will be honest. It does have its moments, though, where it does sort of shine, but I do still think it does deserve that 7 out of 10, because it is a movie that I can watch over and over and over again. He's a great Spider-Man, and I would love to see him come back again. I know he did come back in, like, No Way Home, but I would love to see him sort of have his own movie, his own time to shine, his own sort of next level movie, if that makes sense. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all next one, and I hope you all come back over the next couple of